Okay, so when we think about cybersecurity, our minds jump to firewalls, right? Antivirus, all this fancy, complex tech. But what if I told you the biggest threat, and also your greatest defense, isn't a piece of technology at all? Let's get into it. All right, just look at this number, 74%. Kind of just hangs there, right? Now you might be thinking, what is that? Is it some new software's success rate? Nope. Market share for some big tech company? Not even close. It's something way more fundamental to security. That's it. That's the percentage of data breaches that involve people, the human element. We're talking about a simple mistake, a moment of distraction, or just falling for a really clever trick. This points to a huge vulnerability that, let's be honest, exists in pretty much every single organization out there. So this brings up a massive question, doesn't it? If people are at the heart of so many breaches, are they just your biggest risk, your weakest link? Or, and this is the important part, can you actually turn them into your greatest asset? Well, the answer is yes. And it all comes down to one powerful idea. We do it by building something called the human firewall. The whole concept is about flipping the script completely. We've got to stop seeing our employees as the problem and start seeing them and empowering them to be the solution. So what exactly is a human firewall? Think of it like a collective shield, right? It's made up of your own people, employees who are so well trained and aware that they just instinctively spot threats. They know the best practices, and they're actively defending the company. They become this living, breathing, thinking layer of protection that no piece of software, no matter how smart, can ever replicate. Okay, so what's the first big win here? It's all about fortifying your defenses. And we're not talking about abstract ideas. We're talking about preventing the real-world, super expensive attacks that can literally cripple a business. And you know what's wild? Look at the kinds of mistakes we're talking about. Falling for a phishing email, using a password like password123 everywhere. Whoops, sent a sensitive file to the wrong person. These are the simple, everyday slip-ups that basically leave the front door wide open for attackers. Good training zeroes in on exactly these things, turning those risky habits into safe, automatic reflexes. And the price tag for not preventing those mistakes? Whew, it is staggering. According to IBM, the average cost of just one data breach is now, get this, $4.45 million. I mean, that's the kind of number that can change a company forever. And it often starts with one of those simple little errors we just talked about. This really lays it out perfectly, the difference between a cost and an investment. Look, a breach is pure cost. You've got fines, system recovery, losing customer trust. It's a nightmare. But training, that's an investment. It's proactive, it stops those costs from ever happening, gives you a huge ROI, and hey, it can even lower your insurance premiums. The key takeaway here is you're not just spending money on training, you're actually saving a ton more. But it's about so much more than just stopping people from clicking the wrong link. A strong human firewall really helps you build a resilient organization because it weaves security right into the company's DNA. When you make training a regular thing, security stops being just the IT department's problem, and it becomes a value for everyone. Your employees start to see the IT team as partners who are there to help, not as the no department. This is huge for cutting down on risky stuff like shadow IT. When people use unapproved apps just because they're easier, suddenly everyone gets why the rules are there. Security just becomes part of how you do business, baked right in. And let's be clear, this isn't just a nice to have. A lot of the time, it's the law. Think about regulations like GDPR or HIPAA. They actually require you to train your employees. And if the worst happens, and you do have a breach, being able to prove you trained your people can be the difference between a slap on the wrist and a fine that could sink you. It's your proof of due diligence. And if you need another reason, look at this. This is all about trust. A massive 87% of people say they will walk away. They won't do business with a company if they're worried about its security. So protecting your data isn't just a technical thing, it's a direct investment in customer loyalty. One breach can just wipe out years and years of hard work building up your brand. Okay, so we've talked about defense, we've talked about culture, but there's another awesome benefit, and it's all about empowering your people. We're talking about turning them from potential victims into confident, capable first responders. Think about it. When a security incident kicks off, every single second counts. A trained employee, they don't panic. They don't just ignore that weird email. They know exactly what to do and who to call. They literally become your eyes and ears, spotting something that's just a little bit off and sounding the alarm right away.
And that speed, it translates directly into money saved. Big money. The data is crystal clear. The faster you contain a breach, the cheaper it is. So a workforce that helps you respond faster isn't just a nice idea. They are literally saving the company over $1 million on average, all just by being alert and ready.
I really like this quote because it just nails the whole idea. This isn't about using fear to make employees follow rules. It's a real, genuine transformation, taking them from being a potential liability, a point of failure, and turning them into a robust, powerful human firewall.
And finally, just think about the message this sends to your team. When you invest in training them, you're not just checking a box. You're saying, hey, we trust you. You're a critical part of our defense. That kind of empowerment, it's huge for morale. It boosts engagement. People feel valued, respected, and they get skills they can use not just at work, but in their personal lives too.
So what's the bottom line here? It's actually pretty simple. You can have all the best, most expensive security tech in the world, but at the end of the day, there's always a person sitting at the keyboard. And your people, they are the deciding factor. They're what stands between you being a secure organization and you being the next headline.
And that really leaves us with just one final question for you to think about. Your people are always going to be your last line of defense. So, are they prepared?